Welcome to Marketing with Confidence. I'm your host, Marianne Amies. We're going to be talking all things digital and online marketing for business owners and marketing professionals. If you've been feeling overwhelmed by your digital marketing, be sure to listen along and you'll hear tips, interviews and more that will give you the confidence to create marketing you love. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Marketing with Confidence. So glad to be here today and talk to you about retention as a marketing strategy. I recently attended a Double Your Business workshop by Melissa Brown. And if you haven't followed Melissa Brown or you don't know about any of her books or her content, firstly, go over to Instagram and give her a follow. And secondly, get yourself the book, More Money for Shoes. I read her book, More Money for Shoes. And mind you, she has many, many books. I read that book, I'm going to say maybe 8 or 9 years ago in my business ownership journey. And remember that I was an accountant for a very brief time. So numbers have always come pretty easy to me. And I know the P&L, I know the balance sheet, I know those things. I think what her book, More Money for Shoes, really brought into my mind was profitability and understanding time and utilization and capacity and things like that. And just within your own business, basically More Money for Shoes mirrors the financial structure and the financial decision-making of business, all through analogies about your wardrobe. So it's wonderful. It's very relatable. It's a really, really easy read. And I think you can learn a lot from it. So as I said, I went to a class of hers that was all about doubling your business and, looking at your pricing, massive module on pricing, which was really enjoyable. We looked at a lot of different things. And one of the things that really stood out to me was retention, looking at your existing customer base, looking at your retention rate and looking at your total retained customers. And when you're trying to grow your business or maintain your business, looking at how you can improve that retention rate. And by improving that retention rate, lift your sales without having to go out and find new customers. Now, we all know that attracting new customers costs us more than engaging with our existing or getting more out of our existing customers. New customers don't know us. They haven't established trust and credibility. We have to go out and find them. We have to do the marketing. We have to do the sales. We have to spend time to convert them into our, into our database, into our funnel, into our business. And we know that lifetime customer value is so important. If we can retain clients in our business and continue to sell to them and perhaps sell more to them, we can get more for less, essentially. So I came out of it buzzing with ideas for my own business, and it really had me thinking about retention as a marketing strategy. Myself, when I create marketing strategies for clients, I always touch on CRM, so your customer relationship management tool or your database. And then I always touch on rewards programs and referrals programs. So thinking first about CRMs. The reason it's really important to have a CRM, and I believe this is if you're an e-com business or if you're a service business. I know a lot of my trades clients do an amazing job in the space of sort of CRM and client engagement. We want to make sure that we're staying top of mind with our existing clients. As we know, our clients aren't thinking about us day and night. Our customers aren't thinking about us day and night. They're often, compelled when we pop up in their inbox, when we show them that they're appreciated, when we connect with them in one way or another. And the reason a CRM tool can be really good is we can program it to prompt us. So we can program it to tell us about the anniversary of someone first, working with us. The birthday of a customer that buys from us. It could be other prompts, when a certain customer or client reaches a certain spend threshold, so having a system that can tell us that and even, take us on that journey of a lead to conversion if you're in a service business and prompt us through that to kind of nurture. a CRM can go a long way in helping us to not just convert business in, but continue to retain it over time. And then, as I said, I often talk about rewards and referral programs. So firstly, how do we reward customers that stay with us for a long time? And then secondly, how do we reward and encourage customers to give referrals? So out of this day, as I said, I walked away buzzing about retention. And, as we sit here right now in June of 2023 in Australia, there's a lot of talk about, harder times coming. And this is a great strategy. It's a great, area of your business to really focus in, where you're going to prioritize the customers that already know, trust, and buy from you. And you're going to make sure that you adapt and you show them some love, increase loyalty to continue to grow or maintain your business. So to give you some ideas about, what does it mean? What does it mean to have a retention strategy, or what types of things might I do in my business? I think firstly, a great place for retention and just around keeping our existing clients, not trying to get more out of them, keeping them satisfied, keeping them with us for a longer period of time. I think a great place is, surveys and feedback. So, whether that's a feedback system through your website, or, if you do sell products, allowing reviews and feedback that way, or if you're a service-based business, really then working on, is it an annual client survey where you want to find out that finger on the pulse of what did we do well, where did we let you down, what did you want more from us, what did you want less from us, or whether it's a format where a certain period after a client starts with you that you're expecting to be a long-term engagement, you check in and do a satisfaction survey around how things are going so far and how you can continue to improve them. I think another really great retention strategy, and one that gets left behind because I know myself, we're often just in the doing and we don't get much time for the reflecting, is case studies. Being able to write and showcase case studies of the impact that you've had on your clients is so important for retention, because it allows others to see what you've done. It allows your current customers to see what you can do and want to stay with you longer to reach that level of what you can do. And of course, the customer that the case study is built around gets that wonderful experience of being showcased as the prime example of what to do right. Getting back to one of, the old basics, and something that I guess as different generations have come through to the workforce can have fallen away, is getting out and seeing clients or picking up the phone and calling clients. Now, obviously, this is more for a, service-based or B2B. You're not going to, as an e-com, go to the homes of people that have bought your product and just see how they're doing. But certainly when it comes to, professional services, trades, B2B, those sorts of things, you need to pick up the phone, surprise your client, pick up the phone just to ask how things are going, pick up the phone just to ask how business is, pick up the phone just to see if there's anything else that you can do, not picking up the phone because there's a problem, not picking up the phone because an email thread's gotten confusing, actually proactively saying, hey, we're here, we love working with you, what else can we do, or what else do you need, or what else is going on? And I think that the extension of that is where you can is going out and visiting clients. Often when we're onboarding or we're selling or we're wooing, we'll have the coffee and we'll have the meeting. And then once a client is sort of funneled in, you don't have time. You're on to the next thing, and those clients get left behind. So really making sure within your business that you or someone on your team, if you have one, is prioritizing that check-in and that pulse check one-to-one in that really personal way that we know as a client on the receiving end that we love. So we really want to make sure that we're putting that out there as well. I touched on it really briefly before, but I want to dive more into referrals. And, most business owners say to me, I'd love to get more referrals, or how can I get more referrals? And a real estate agent client of mine years ago, said to me, often if you say to somebody, like, if you know anyone to refer, like, I'd really appreciate it. please do. They don't know what to say. They don't know on that spot who to suggest. But if at the end of the call you say, hey, next time we catch up, I'd love to talk about maybe one or two people you think that I can help. Would you mind if you could bring to that meeting just one or two people, and if I've really helped you, I'd love for you to be able to talk to them about that difference I've made for you and how I could help them. And because you're giving them time to think about it, you're setting that expectation that you want to have that conversation in the future. And you're really making it about, that positive. And certainly if you've had a win together, and an accountant client who spoke to me about, when something really great has happened, it's a perfect time to say, hey, this win that we've got for you, if you think someone else could benefit from that sort of, transformation or problem solving or turnaround, really love if you could refer us. So finding that way. And further to that, what I think is always great is that kind of dual reward. I think that helps keep referrals top of mind. So having programs, and you might have it at the bottom of every newsletter, or you might have it on the bottom of your invoices, or in the bottom of your email, depending, what your business looks like. But it's that kind of I get, they get type thing. So depending on the size of your average sale, you're going to adapt this to suit. But something as simple as, your referral means so much to a small business like ours. Be sure to refer us. And if someone you refer comes through, we'd love to give you 10% off your next invoice. Plus, we'll credit $50 off their, first quote. So, you're going to adapt that scope depending on what your business is. But that sort of, I know there's a benefit for me, so I might sort of be a little bit more motivated. I might remember to talk to my friends and colleagues about it, but I also know that they're getting something. So I don't feel like, I've got to go and, sell them and they get no benefit. So it's a real win-win. We see this really successfully done in e-commerce. There's great apps, on Shopify and other e-commerce platforms that allow us to run loyalty and reward programs. And it's great for retention. If you shop in big like chains like Maya or Witchery, I think everybody has a rewards program right now. You're acquiring points, and when you get enough points, you can cash it in. That's one part of that referral reward strategy, where that's rewarding the loyalty of your spend. And the referral part that we often see go along with that is that the app will have things like refer a friend and get. Refer a friend and they get a $10 voucher and you get a $10 voucher. I think Uber Eats does that really well. I think the Iconic does it really well. Those prompts where, again, you win and they win, that's going to help retention, because it encourages people to refer and they're having conversations about you. They're remembering the wonderful things about you. And of course, any type of rewards program where people get something back for how loyal they are, for how much they spend or how long they stay, that's going to also retain them as well. I think also thanking your customers is a great retention strategy. Again, if you're an e-com, that might be an email that goes out, every year on their birthday, or every year at a certain time of year, or maybe you stagger it. And it's like, here's a voucher to say thanks for shopping with us. We value your continued support. You could segment that and send it to, just your top 20% of buyers. And it's a real surprise and delight. They didn't know it was coming. They get it. There's no strings attached. There's no minimum spend. It's just a real thank you, for being part of this. And like most of us, getting that, it bonds you. It gets you excited. It makes you feel really appreciated. And then in our, services side, our professional B2B, those sorts of sides, it's that thank you card out of the blue. It's that, again, surprise and delight, such a, wonderful strategy. It's that email with a voucher, or it's the, bottle of wine or bottle of flowers that just turns up out of the blue with, not waiting till Christmas, not waiting for that typical time where it's like, oh, of course they are, everybody sends it now, coming in that spontaneous way. And again, maybe that's the anniversary of working together. Maybe it's, their birthday, maybe it's something special happens in their business and you really celebrate it. And I think that helps retain you as well. The other part of retention is working to find new ways to solve problems for existing clients. And we often forget, especially if we have a business model that's, say, retainer-based or even project-based, we often don't come back and suggest other things. And it's amazing how much your client doesn't know about what you do. If you're a plumber, but you also do the gas fittings for an outdoor barbecue, they may have no idea because you came to fix my leaking toilet. And I didn't know that that was also something you did. And, when we bought the outdoor Barbie, we went and hunted around for someone that could do this. So we have to think about how to educate our existing clients about all the other ways that we can help them. And that helps retain them because everybody's looking for lower complexity. Nobody wants to work with, 100 different companies. Nobody wants their home services to be divided by, 20 different businesses. So if we can get that more, one-stop shop, everything I need under one roof, as long as it's specialist and expert, we definitely don't want those jack of all trades coming in. But if we can, work with less people, have that less complexity, we definitely, with a proven supplier that we know and trust, we're happy to, hand something else over. We're happy to do more because we already believe in the results that they're generating for us. So the other part of retention isn't just holding on to what you've got for longer. It's also looking at new ways to identify work and solutions. And again, coming from that, how can I serve you? Or, how can I help you? I want to help you. I can see we're doing a great job of, your digital, your social media, but you mentioned someone's managing your ads that you're not happy with. I actually think we could get better results for you. Can we have a look? Or, it's around how can you simplify, but also show that you're here to help and that you're coming from that genuine place of help, so that your customer not only, does business with you for longer, but does more business with you as well. The final retention strategy I'm going to talk to you about is looking for ways to include subscriptions within your business. If there's regular work that your ideal client needs or that your, most retained clients go through, is there a way that you can turn that into a subscription that becomes really set and forget for them? Set and forget in terms of the transaction. You definitely don't want to put them on a set and forget in your own mind where you forget to service them and you sort of put them to the side. You want to be making sure if someone comes in on a subscription, definitely within services that you're continuing to nurture them the same way. But it's also really true of products as well. If you're selling something that is a consumable or that runs out, or just would be so much easier to receive regularly, having that subscription offer and having that incentive, save 5% when you subscribe sort of thing, it makes their life easier. It helps you retain them for longer. It's so hard when something's running out. I mean, we've seen people like JS Health do an amazing job of this in vitamins, for example. And, if you are on some other sort of vitamin that doesn't have a subscription program, you know what it's like when the bottle's running out and you're like, God, where did I get this from? I've only got like 4 tablets in there. How long till I receive it? But, if you've got that subscription on, and also there's a bit of a saving, like I get 5% off because I've subscribed, and it just arrives every time that, other bottles nearly out. We do this with our dog food. We have our dog food on a subscription so that it's a no-brainer. Usually it's getting low and then bang, it's dropped at the door. And, that convenience, that ongoing relationship, can really help retain our clients because they're less likely to forget, to get waylaid, to go and look at other options because we've made it super simple. We've adjusted to their needs and their pain points. These are just a couple of ideas. There are so many different ways that you could explore retention as a marketing strategy. And as I said, the beauty of it, this is about holding on to what you've got and also maximizing and making more for less, making more out of who already trusts you, serving them more deeply, serving them for longer. So I hope that it's given you some ideas. As I said, I was sparking ideas and cannot wait to implement more retention strategies within my own business because number one, working with clients for a longer time helps us to deliver better results. But number two, it feels better. It feels nicer knowing that we have strategies in place that make our clients feel as special as we think they are, but maybe, fall off the routine or fall off remembering to tell them. So I would love to hear about what this sparks for you. Reach out to me on LinkedIn or Instagram, and I hope to be back in your ears again soon. Hey, thanks for listening to another episode. If you don't want to miss one, make sure you subscribe to the show in your podcast app. And if you love it, be sure to share it with friends and colleagues who you think could benefit from increasing their digital marketing confidence. Want more? Head to marianneamies.com to find out how you can work with me directly, to reach out to have me speak at your event, or to grab yourself some free resources.